Well, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is well today. All right, I'm going to make this morning is I'm going to do some twice baked potatoes to go with my boneless barbecue chops later. And I'm going to get the first bacon of it done. First thing you're going to do is get a paper lined baking sheet. You want to get out as many potatoes that you need, and you want to try to make them all pretty much the same size so they'll be cooked at the same time. All right, you want to preheat your oven to 400, and you want to make sure you take a knife and you stab the potatoes, because you want to vent it. Because if not, have you ever had a potato that you just threw in the oven to bake them and they exploded? Well, that's why, because of the internal pressure that's built up in it. All right, so make sure you punch a few holes in it. And make sure you wash and scrub them good, because a lot of people like to eat the potato skins, okay? And then I just lightly rubbed them with some olive oil. And then we're going to bake them just till they're like fork tender. You don't want to over bake them because they become like gummy. All right, so for these size potatoes, figure at least an hour, okay? And then check them, and if they're fork tender, then take them out. All right, let me throw these in the oven. Okay, and also I'm going to make them loaded, which means I'm going to put bacon with it, sour cream, some half and half. And if you don't want to use half and half, you could use milk with a little heavy cream, because the idea is to make them really rich and loaded with a lot of yummies, you know. And then we're going to put some seasonings in it: salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder. Some people like to use chives or green onions and stuff, but I'm not going to use either of those. And right now I'm frying up my bacon so it can be cooling, and then I got some of it cooked. I'm using 11 slices. I just grabbed a thing out of the freezer, and that should be good because I'm only doing like 7 potatoes, because I'm going to have quite a few other things going with dinner tonight. But anyway, so get your bacon cooked, and then you want to cut them up into little pieces, all right? And when the potatoes are cooked, then we'll go to the next step. We'll want them to cool for like 10 minutes, or just long enough to where you can handle them, okay? Because we're going to cut them in half, and we're going to scoop out the flesh and dump the potato flesh into the bowl. And you want to make sure, a lot of people, when they make the baked potatoes and stuff them, they have trouble with the shell. You want to use russet potatoes, because I find that they hold up the best. Their skin, they're pretty sturdy, and they also make really creamy, delicious potatoes. All right, so after the potatoes are done, you let them cool just a little bit to where you can handle them. Cut them in half lengthwise, and then scoop out the flesh, just the potatoes, put it in a bowl. And you want to leave inside close to like a 1/4 of an inch or so, because one thing people do wrong is they try to get out every speck of the potato. And what you're doing is you're not leaving an inside like interior wall to help the structure of the outside skin to hold it up and together. They scrape every little piece of potato that they can out of it, and what happens is the skin becomes, you know, it'll break apart on you. So make sure you leave a little bit of potato inside it, okay? In the bottom and all the way around the whole inside. And then after that, we're just gonna take our cream, whatever you're using, the half and half, or the milk with heavy cream, or whatever, your seasonings, sour cream, your seasonings and stuff, and we're going to mash that all up real good. And then we're going to stuff it back into the potato skins, and then we're going to put some cheese on top, some shredded cheddar cheese, and we're going to bake that in the oven for till it starts getting golden. Cheese is melted good, about 15-20 minutes on 350-degree oven. We're going to put the bacon on it, and it'll be yummy. Okay. say it took about an hour to cook those baked potatoes. And I've already got most of them out of the shell. So you can see. You see how you leave just a little bit in there? So it helps support the outer skin. All right, I left one. You want to use a good tablespoon. And just go in gently. Go around. And scoop out the filling. Remember, you want to leave some inside. I remember many years ago when I was making them, I used to try to scrape everything out, and then I'd have tears and holes and everything in them. Okay, see that? All right. And you want to do it while your potatoes are still warm. Because now we're going to mash them. And what I did so far, I took a half a stick of butter, unsalted, and I put in 3/4 cups of heavy cream, and I put in 3/4 cups of sour cream, because I don't like adding cold into my hot potatoes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start mashing, and I like to use the old-fashioned potato masher. Put the old elbow grease right into it, because remember, if you overbeat your potatoes, they won't be any good. All that starch and everything will become like a glue. Really bad. I remember one year for Thanksgiving, one of my older brothers had come over for a Thanksgiving dinner, and he offered to mash the potatoes. Well, to me, that's one of the important sides to have at Thanksgiving time. I says, are you good at doing that? He says, oh yeah. I said, all right. Well, make a long story short, those potatoes were so bad. I'm sure you could probably put up wallpaper with it. Oh, it was terrible. Okay, now that I got it just about all completely mashed with the old-fashioned potato masher, I'm going to dump in a teaspoon of kosher salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon each of onion powder and also garlic powder. Okay? Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to need quite all of it, but we'll do some for now. Beat that all up in good with it, because we like it nice and creamy. And these are really good loaded twice baked potatoes. Just put in all the good stuff that you like, your bacon, your cheese, whatever spices you like. And it's nice to have for a change. We haven't had it in a while. And why do they call them a twice baked potato? Well, first you bake them after you scrub and wash them, and either use a fork, put holes in it, or use a knife, put some marks in it so you can vent it. You're going to bake them till they're just fork tender. Then you take them out, let them set for like 10 minutes or so, just to where you can handle them, because like I said, you still want your potato nice and warm. Okay, that looks good. Like I said, I like them creamy, so I'm just going to put the rest right in. And then when they're done, like I said, take them out. And they're called twice baked potatoes because you bake them the first time, and then the second time you're pretty much making this nice fluffy mashed potato filling, putting in what you like. Okay, now I'll have to give it just a quick zip with the hand mixer. Like I said, some people like lumps and some people don't. Okay. Now, look at how good that's looking. All right, now we're going to take our bacon bits, which I did 11 slices that I cut up after I cooked them. Let's mix that right in with it. And then I have an 8-ounce package of cheddar cheese that's shredded. And I'm going to throw a good handful inside it. Have some in with it. And then I'm also going to save some to put on the top. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, next thing you're going to do is bring your tray back over and get this all mixed up good. And then you could put it in a gallon-sized bag, or you can use one of them cake decorating bags, a good sized one, and put a big hole into it. If you want to make them like real fancy design, then use a large piping tip. Now you don't want to cram and pack them in tight, just nice and loose, okay? So it looks just like that, okay? All right, let's get the rest of these done. Okay, the potatoes are all stuffed. And can you see that? See how nice? Okay. And now, remember I put some cheese inside it. And it was a total of 8 ounces of cheese I'm using in total. And I'm just going to use the rest. And I'm just going to put it right over the tops of them. Just like that. And we're just going to bake it until the cheese is melted on 350. These are delicious. Now, if you didn't want to mess doing it this way, and a lot of people don't eat the potato skins that you cleaned real well, you could just eliminate all that and just turn it all into a casserole and put it in a casserole dish. Wow, I saved out just enough cheese. How about that? Okay. Now we'll put it in the oven for about 350 until it's nice and hot and the cheese is melted. Okay? About 15-20 minutes.